So friends, we're back here in my friend Jisha's kitchen, and she has some yummy snack to show us. And go ahead, Jisha, tell us what you have today.
So I grew up in Maharashtra, spent a lot of time there. One of my favorite snacks was Sabudhana Kitchidi. There are lots of recipes that go with Sabudhana Kitchidi and how you should soak it, but this is like a foolproof. If you do it this way, your Sabudhana will be separated, won't be sticky, and that is what causes the taste of it. Now here I have 2 cups of soaked Sabudhana. So what I've done is I soaked it for an hour entirely in the water, drain the water, and just leave it open. And you can see how fluffy it has become and it's separated. That's the beauty of the Sabudhana. Now in this Sabudhana itself, I'm going to add a 1.5 tablespoons of sugar right here. Because this... It's
a savory dish though, right?
Yes, but this one always has a little sweet and salty taste. And I'm going to mix it nicely.
How many cups of Sabudhana?
This is 2 cups.
2 cups.
2 whole cups of Sabudhana that I soaked. And then of course it becomes almost like 4 to 5 cups once it's done. Now, because this is mostly eaten during fast, people do add peanuts because it's protein, sustains them. And my husband's a vegetarian, so I try to add protein wherever I can. Nuts is a big source in my house. So I've crushed roasted peanuts. You can get the store-bought unsalted crushed and crush it, or you can get the ones from the store with the shell and then do the whole thing. But I got the store-bought unsalted. I just roughly crushed it in my coffee maker. But here, this is important. When you have 2 cups of Sabudhana, you want to have 2 cups of peanuts.
So equal portions of Sabudhana and peanuts.
Yes, and you will see how beautiful it looks after.
So is Sabudhana pearl tapioca?
Yes, it is. It is tapioca. And something I learned interestingly recently when I was watching one of these shows was that it's actually the center part of wheat. The wheat apparently has 3 or 4 parts, and Sabudhana is from the center part of wheat, some part of it. But then Sabudhana is also made out of tapioca. So it's like, okay, it's interesting. Because that's all I knew was that it was made out of tapioca. I never knew about the wheat part of it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know how to do this.
So this is from Maharashtra?
This is from
And who taught you this recipe, Jisha?
This is my friend's mom. She was a Saraswat Maharashtrian. They used to make this often in their home for breakfast or snacks. And auntie would fast, I don't know, a lot. And she would make this and we enjoyed it because that was something like when we go to their house, we get to eat Sabudhana because my parents didn't make in South. I don't think this is a staple at all. Kitchidi especially. I mean, all I've seen the uses in payasam. Now I am going to add salt also to this mixture. So you can see that I'm adding about a tablespoon of salt in this. So I've added sugar, salt, and peanuts all to the Sabudhana. And I'm using my hands because no other way can you cook. The hand has such healthy bacteria that goes into your food, and there's so much love when you cook with your hands.
Absolutely.
So that's ready. This part is ready. Now we have to start cooking it. I have, in the meantime, chopped a large potato and a small one, so about potato and a half. That also gives added flavor.
Any kind of potato?
Any kind. I've used the white.
And this is not boiled. It's a raw potato.
This is raw potato
chopped.
Yes. And I'm going to start cooking. And remove this so you can see. I have a 1.5 tablespoons of the peanut oil. You could use vegetable oil or corn oil. Just don't use olive oil because that's got a strong flavor, and I prefer not to use that in this. I'm going to pour that here. Let it heat up a little bit. And I have a teaspoon and a half of cumin.
Okay, that's jeera.
Jeera.
So that's going in.
So once this warms up nicely, it's pretty much ready. I like to rub my cumin with my palm, give it a little heat so that the flavor just comes out in the oil.
Okay, so yeah, you're learning a little technique too here from Jisha. And guys, every cook has their own style of making something. I guess it probably it's probably a common recipe among Maharashtrians, but everybody adds a little touch of their own, which I'm sure you have too.
Yes, soaking itself has so many techniques in Maharashtra,
right?
But this I found is my foolproof recipe, and I stick to it, because if you don't soak it properly, it gets sticky and mushy, and
so that's what you want to look out for,
because it's definitely not the upma consistency. It's more like a separated.
Okay,
so now you can see my jeera is spluttering. I'm going to add, I've taken 3 small green chilies, and I'm going to put that in the oil, and that's going to splutter. Cook it a little bit. And at this point,
are these Thai green chilies?
Thai chilies.
So they're really hot.
They're hot. That's why I got only 3 of them, and for that much, yes.
Yeah. The potatoes are going in.
I'm going to add my potatoes in this. Separated. And at this point, I'm just going to mix it a little bit, cover it, and cook for a few minutes. I'm not going to add salt at this point. If I add salt, it's going to leave some water, and I don't want that. So I want it to cook without the salt. So I'm just going to cover it and leave it for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So you can see the potatoes have been cooking for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
And they're
nice and brown.
Nice and brown, and they are kind of soft. And so I'm not going to mess with it a little more. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. I'm going to add the mixture that we had mixed and kept at the beginning, and slowly, not all of it, so that I can nicely stir and mix it together. So that added about half of that, and I'm going to give it a nice mix. And you can see it's not sticking. That's the key to your good Sabudhana Kitchidi.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is called Sabudhana Kitchidi.
Kitchidi, yeah. Very popular in Maharashtra. Every household probably has their own recipes.
So this could be breakfast, it could be a snack,
Definitely,
it could be a light dinner.
Yes, in my house, most of the time that's what it is. It's usually lunch or dinner, because we don't eat so heavy for breakfast, or don't have time for snacks. So then this becomes usually lunch or dinner. So now you can see it's nicely mixed.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is so I have to cover it at this point, but before I cover it, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit water, just for it to give that steam. You see, I've taken a handful of water and just the steam.
Just sprinkle.
Just sprinkle.
Okay.
That's it. And I'll cover it for another 5 minutes. It'll be done, and all we are left to do is garnish it.
Okay.
So as you can see, it's been about 5 minutes since I added the sabudana. This looks done. You can see the little glaze on the sabudana. That's an indicator that it's cooked. So all I'm going to do is garnish it with some cilantro. Oops. And squeeze half a lemon at this point.
And that adds to some sourness.
Some sour, so it becomes sweet, sour, and salty.
Okay.
Yeah, some flavor, because as such, sabudana by itself doesn't have any flavor, so you always want to enhance it.
So that was half a lemon, half a lime.
Half a lime, yeah. And of course, while eating, if somebody wants an extra squeeze, go for it. But yeah, that's it. Pretty much, it's done. You can see it's glazed, and So
Wow,
nice
it
dinner
smells
for my family
perfect. It looks great. I can't wait to try it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jisha. Thank you so much for letting us come into your kitchen today. And thank you for sharing this. And if y'all love this recipe, if y'all get to try it, do comment, like it, and definitely subscribe to the channel.
Thank you.